everyone? Welcome back to Cooking with Jib. I got slabs of St. Louis style ribs that we're going to be throwing on my gas grill and smoking today. You heard me right, smoking on a gas grill. So first things first, I'm gonna show you guys what taking off the lining looks like, right? So this one, I took the lining off of. You can kind of see how the fat has been agitated and you can see the meat, right? This one I have not. Do you see that nice shiny fatty silver lining? So whenever you do ribs, you just want to make sure you want them to look like this and not this. Easy way to take it off is just try to find a corner or something, start pulling on it and get a paper towel. Your hand won't be the best for grabbing the lining, and you can just kind of start pulling. And it might come off in different sections, but you can just kind of pull it. You'll have this little flab of skin kind of coming off. There we go. So now that I got as much of that lining off as possible, we are going to rub our ribs. Now, I'm not doing anything crazy. I will link the rub, or not link, I'll write the rub that I'm using down below. It can be as simple as like salt, sugar, pepper, paprika, and pretty much it. So there's a lot of good store-bought rubs out there, or if you got a mixture of your own, go ahead and use that. So we're just gonna kind of coat them. Nothing crazy, but a good rub. Make sure you get above and behind that little flap. Get on the sides. Now I already have my grill preheated, but what we'll be doing today is a like 2-heat, split heat, however you guys really want to phrase that or call it. I know a couple people call it different things. Essentially, I have the farthest burner on a low heat. We're waiting to get between like a 180 and 250, which I know is a big range, but between 180 and 250 range, somewhere in between there, just depends on how low and slow you want to go. I only have one burner going, and then I have the other half, or the rest of my burners are going to be off. That's where I'm going to be throwing these on. So there's one more thing I got to show you guys before we go out to the grill. I have 2 sheets of heavy duty aluminum foil right here, and then I have some bourbon smoke blocks that I also just added back to water for a good 30 minutes just to get wet again. If we can figure out how to get these blocks. So this is my first time also using blocks versus chips. So we're gonna make this nice pouch. You're gonna wanna grab a little paring knife and just poke holes on the top side to release smoke. And then where we folded, that's gonna go on the bottom. So guys, we're not quite at the 220 that I'm looking for, but we are at 190, which is good enough for me. So we're gonna sneak this in right on underneath. And we'll get our ribs on the cold side. Now, since I am trying to do 2, I am gonna have to watch these 2 since they are a little bit over the flame. Alrighty guys, so I've already moved the ribs around once, just kind of flip-flop between the 2. I am keeping the bone side down. I have a little bit of Jim Beam double oak. It is a twice barreled bourbon, so I got that in a little bit of a spritzer. Now, if you want to do like apple juice, apple cider, red wine, vinegar, apple cider, pineapple juice, cider. I've heard a lot of different things. I just like to moisten up with a little extra alcohol. So I'm gonna grab my beer and let's go spritz our meat. As you guys can see that they're getting really good color, but they are getting a little dry. So we're gonna go ahead and, now be careful, this is alcohol, so does kind of fuel the fire, but we'll let this keep doing its thing and we'll close this back up. It's been about an hour and a half. The chips have now thus burnt out. We got really, really good color on everything. It still smells pretty smoky, so let's go ahead and pull all of these. We'll let the we'll let the grill run while we take these inside and get them ready to get wrapped. Since it was at a lower temp, it took about an hour and a half instead of an hour with the smoke, but I mean, that smells awesome. So we're gonna wrap them up in some tin foil. We're gonna get them back on, and we're gonna let them go for about another 45 minutes to an hour. So I have a little bit of melted butter. Just gonna throw a little bit of butter in there. Gonna throw a little bit of maple. Not a lot. We're gonna throw the rack in, throw a little bit more butter on top, some more maple. We're gonna go ahead and wrap her up. So now that these are wrapped up with bourbon, butter, and maple, we're gonna go back on the grill, like I said, 45 minutes to an hour, and hopefully we don't run out of too much daylight. All right, guys, so these smell really good. They've been on for quite a bit. We're gonna open them up, and let's see what we get. Starting to get the drawback on them where these bones right here are starting to really stick out, and the meat is starting to go in on them. So I'm gonna check the rest of these, and I think they could go a little bit longer, but just for time's sake as well, we're going to take all of these ribs. Whew, they're hot. I'm gonna take all these ribs out, find the 2 driest containers, which I think these are the 2 driest ones. We're just gonna lay them out, and we're gonna kind of make them into both. We lost a little bit of that color, but they're still looking mighty fine. So normally if it's a full slab, you'd be able to pick it up, move it around, feel that bend. And this, you can't feel it that much, but there is a lot of give. So we're gonna throw these back on. We're gonna get our Cleveland style barbecue we made. If you guys haven't seen this video, go ahead and click up here right now, or it's over here, I can't remember. Go ahead and click somewhere up here right now. I'll take you to that recipe. We're gonna go ahead and get a brush. We're gonna get these out there. We're gonna let them sit and kind of dry up for about 15-20 minutes, and then we'll start basting with our sauce for an additional 10 to 20 minutes again. So as you can see, they're drying out a little bit. They're getting some of that color back. We're gonna go ahead and throw on some barbecue sauce. You're just gonna throw on a little bit. Probably hear the neighbors. Throw a little bit on. We're just gonna lightly brush. Just gonna get a nice layer on there. Nothing crazy, but a good amount. Now we're gonna just wait and see what happens. You gotta kiss it. You gotta kiss it. And there we have it, folks. I'm sure they definitely could have gone a little bit longer, but you know, the bones aren't completely pulling out, but you can definitely see how it is just kind of easily coming apart. It's smoky. The barbecue sauce adds a little bit of flavor to it. It's sticking to the bones a little bit, but And as far as doing ribs on a propane grill, I don't think we're gonna get too much better than this. We could have put like a bowl of water in there to help steam. Maybe could have done a few more wood chips to get a really hard smoke flavor in there. But I mean, this was good. I wouldn't say this is the best one I've done, but as far as smoking and getting 2 racks of ribs on there, it came out really well. So hopefully you guys have learned something, especially take something away from my mistakes. Maybe try not to put 2 racks on a small grill like that. But with that, guys, I'm done. I'm gonna eat some ribs, have a beer, and stop working on my channel. I'm out, guys. Yeah. Remember, kiss and don't last, cook and do. I'm your boy Jip. Peace. Which will choking on spit. It will. So right before we put them on, we still have one more thing to do. So I have 2 long sheets of a little dry, so just gotta kiss it. Gotta kiss it.